made it to the event center, and I'm too scared right now because I'm all by myself to get my actual camera out right now. So here's to hoping I actually do it. I don't know if I will, but I need to go inside, so here goes. I'm so nervous. I haven't been to anything by myself in a long time. This is extremely awkward. We just got finished with the, let's see if you can see in there, the lovely presentation by Greenhouse Therapy, which I'm really excited about, so that was really cool. And now I'm gonna stop because it's really awkward. Alright, so I'm hiding in a corner because it's awkward to stand, it's awkward to stand in front of people. So I just talked to Elizabeth Vosseller, or Evie, about I-ASC and spelling to communicate and stuff like that. I don't know if I would be good enough to like attempt to pursue that, but that would probably be more like after having some more experience as an OTA. So like knowing that I can handle people who can't always control their motor functions and stuff. So still really cool to meet people who know the people from like Neuroclastic and like being able to talk to people who actually know stuff from like, know people that I know from online. So it's been very interesting. I've had a very nice friend, Dana, who has been hanging out with me a bit. We've been kind of coordinating our classes a little bit and how we eat. That's kind of how it's been going. And next up is Presuming Competence, also by Evie, and then after that I'm probably going to be going to a talk, but don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll probably be back with Dana then, so I don't know if she really would want to be on video, so. Look at my badge, yay me. I'm taking it off now because I'm done. It was a good conference. It was really good. A lot of the people who presented were neurodivergent, which is really cool. They came here and a lady named Dana sat by me, and then we became buddies for the convention conference, yes. And she had a friend who is very adamant about autism and kind of like your typical advocacy viewpoints and stuff. And so she was worried because this particular conference involved a puzzle piece, and so she was like, oh no, it's gonna be like a bunch of parents saying boohoo about their children and stuff. And it was not anything like that, so that was nice. And that was nice. It was really cool to hear from everybody. I got to hear from Cassie Allison and Rachel Otley from Greenhouse, and I got to see, I keep forgetting her name. She told it to me again. I'll know her name when I see it, I'm sure. There's another person from Greenhouse that I've actually like sat down and was a part of a brainstorm meeting with. That was my very first introduction to Greenhouse. And then she told Cassie Allison about me. And then I met Rachel Otley because she ended up being one of the people on the board of interviewers for the first time that I got the interview to go to the OTA program that I ended up not getting into the first round. And then the second round, she was not there, but I only had 2 people interviewing me for that one, and it was via Zoom, so it was a lot better. And that's not really relevant, but then I got to, of course, hear Elizabeth Vosseller, or Evie, talk about I-ASC and non-speakers and spelling to communicate and presuming competence. We had 2 speakers during lunch whose names escape me right now. I want to say one of them's name is Sam, who has a podcast, and Jack something Goodall, maybe? Sorry, I know some of these people's names because I've been working on remembering them, and some of them I wasn't working on remembering, so my apologies. And then the second, stuff after lunch, I listened to Evie again. For the last one, went to, I think it's Casey Steele? Maybe? And kind of her daughter too, because her daughter was helping her with the presentation at the computer, but kind of was also sharing some input too. Kind of about what's happening during the like meltdown when people are, it's more about like, it's like an interesting thing about what you can do in the peak of everything going very wrong when everyone's like dysregulated and upset and like all those sorts of things. Very interesting. Yeah, so it's very interesting also to see kind of like how people are connected here too. And I did get a little bit of something. I thought about getting a sensory bottle from Greenhouse, and then I didn't because I've been thinking about making my own, so yeah. But I did get a shirt that's from Griffin's Promise here, and it is, if I can show you, compassion over compliance, which I think is a great message. And also I love the color, so I was really excited about it. I thought about getting the hoodie because I had it in a hoodie too, and I just thought, I have hoodies, I have a lot of hoodies that I really like wearing, and a lot of times like if I'm in class or other places I have to take my hoodie off because it's so hot, so I'd rather have like some more cool t-shirts like that. So Evie and I took a picture to send to Tara Vance, which is our friend, mutually our friend, and of course I'm sure she's much closer because they probably talk a lot more, but still our friend. And she also is friends with Sarah, I never say her name right, the autistic OT. And so we sent we took a picture to send to Tara to give her some FOMO because we got to meet. She never saw it, which is, I'm sad. You were supposed to have the FOMO. But it's all good. I know I'm not usually very responsive on stuff on certain days or whatever if something's going on, so I don't know, it was just kind of funny because she was like, you should send it to her and we'll give her some FOMO, and it was really, really nice because that was like the best extent that I had at like connecting. I'm not super good at immediately jumping into super casual conversation if we don't already have like topics we've talked about, if that makes sense. So I was just kind of like, hi, my name is Stephanie and I know Tara and Sarah. So that was probably really awkward to start with and everything, but yeah. It was a good time. I'm pretty sure I saw one of my senior OTA students, like the second year, one of the second years. And then I think I saw one of the people I interviewed for the ABA video. And there's another girl that was there and I sat next to her, and she's a part of a group. Because like they all were in a circle at one point talking with each other, as if they had like met together for some reason and then like moved somewhere else. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why they were there, like if they were part of Griffin's Promise or if they're part of something else. I have no idea. She looks super familiar. I just don't know why. And she didn't seem to recognize me. So I don't know why she seemed familiar. Maybe she just looks like someone else I've seen or something. Because usually it's just like pieces of people's faces that like connect with each other's, if that doesn't even make sense, but basically like if someone's like eye crease here, or like there's something about like their style or like their body type or just like certain pieces or like how they smile, if that's the same as someone else's or very similar to someone else's, it like freaks me out. And I think that like that's them, or I know it's not them because like the rest of the pieces don't match. Unless if it's like this case, like I don't know if I've actually seen her or just someone who looks like her. Not a clue. I learned some interesting information about how I used to, especially, I'm not so bad about it now, but like I used to be like in the crazy giggles, and I would have like slurred speech and act and kind of feel like, I guess like act drunk. I don't know what it's like to feel drunk. I've never been drunk, so my husband would be like, oh, you're just acting drunk, or what are you doing that for, or whatever. It was very interesting to learn that other people experience that when they are sensory overwhelmed and they're dysregulated, and I was like, oh, that's the thing. Okay. That explains like all of my teenage years and my younger 20s. I think I regulate better now that I'm on medication, to be completely honest with you. Anyway, I think that's enough now. I'm going to go home. I will see you when I next do a video.